Tonight's episode felt like nothing was happening and so much was happening at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but one thing's for sure and two things for certain, Elen is soft. Because between how he got sunned by Nick and then was copping pleas and ducking smoke, blaming Sierra, and then how he got up and greeted Nick after they came back from the date, all while he was talking about how he was still going to pursue Sierra. And then the way he was jumping up and down, doing jumping jacks like a cheerleader when Nick said they closed everything off. Be serious. What? You let Nick little bro you easily. And then when your bros from Casa Amor told you to let your nuts hang, you turned around and put them away. I'm confused. And honestly, he reminded me of that little boy from that cartoon Recess. The one that used to be spying on everybody, taking notes and snitching. Because when he went to tell Zach what Amaya said to Chris, and then he turned around and tried to pull Amaya for a chat. What? Elen just need to go home. And I love Amaya Papaya. But when he said that his little sibling was in Belgium, and she said, "You mean in Germany?" Now, I'm not one to know maps either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not good with geography. But you should have just kept that to yourself. I love you, Amaya, but please. And I keep trying to tell y'all, Zach don't like Amaya. I want better for her. I want her to find her person quickly. And when Elen said that he felt like he was being ghosted in real life, I was confused because you know what's happening, but you can't take a hint. Talking about the last conversation we had, the last conversation you had was before the recoupling. You saw how Sierra responded when she realized that Nick was coming back into the villa. What else do you need? Do you need somebody to put it on a big sign? Do you need us to write you a letter and let you know what's going on? Like, what do you need? And Olandria does not like Zach. She doesn't like Zach. She just don't have any other options. And I'm not mad at her because you got to do what you got to do to stay in the house. But Zach is not it. I tried to tell y'all that Taylor and Olandria was going to start this nonsense again about wanting to explore each other. I told y'all it wasn't done as much as it needs to be finished. Fatality. Pack it up. Once Olandria used the words, not only when she was talking about who she was going to explore and Taylor was included in that conversation, I almost threw my phone at the TV. Because what are you thinking? I need you to put the crown on, Queen. Put it on your head and leave it there. And Taylor is absolutely breadcrumbing her. He is breadcrumbing the hell out of her. He really wants to be with Clark, but he don't want to lose the connection with Olandria just in case. And I need my beautiful black queen, my chocolate sister, to realize that and pack it up. And I know she can't hear what we're saying, but I need somebody to please send her a message through a pigeon to Fiji in the villa from me. And if we keeping it real, I feel like they only sent Nick and Sierra on a date because they were scared that Nick was going to try to beat Elan's ass. That's the only reason they went on a date. And Nick is tripping because when he said that the date was the thing that he needed to feel secure and sure about closing things off with Sierra, what? No, the last thing you needed to close things off with Sierra was Elen telling you what Sierra said and you feeling the pressure. And the fact that Nick was sitting there talking about he needed to kiss Olandria to be sure, while Sierra just told him that she was sure after she gave him a little bit of coochie. Meanwhile, he only lasted 30 seconds in it, is crazy work. Because rocking, knocking the boots wasn't enough for you to feel confident in this relationship to want to close things off? And then Sierra said, "Nobody makes me feel the way you do." And I was screaming at the TV, for 40 seconds? Is that what you're talking about? And y'all already know I'm not done yet, goddammit. Cause Huda, woulda, shoulda, coulda is getting on my goddamn nerves. If I was uglier, would that make it better? She need male validation so bad that she's willing to betray all of the women who stood beside her, which is Shelly's point to begin with. And when she went to Olandria crying, and Olandria said, "I wouldn't say you're a terrible person," I was thinking, well, maybe. I wasn't saying it before, but at this moment, possibly. And now she's sitting up here crying about some pancakes again. Pancakes again? Please, you had your flapjacks all up in Ace's face during the challenge. And you worried about who gave Shelly some pancakes? All while you sitting up there talking about, I love Shelly so much, I just don't want her to hate me. Do you or do you not? Because it's not given that. If you really felt bad for what happened, then why are you bringing up the amount of pancakes and the flowers? If you thought about it and you knew what you did and you knew why she was mad, then why would you bring that up to that man? And one thing I absolutely can't stand is people who sit around crying publicly, waiting for somebody to ask them if they're okay or what's wrong. I hate it so much. And then when people ask, they be like, nothing, I'm fine. Shelly didn't want to talk to me. Shelly did not tell you that she didn't want to talk to you. What she said was, I don't think now is a good time because I'm too frustrated. And because I love you, let's talk tomorrow. And she ended it again by reassuring you that she loves you. How much reassurance do you need? You about to piss me off. And speaking of Shelly, I'ma say it for her because she don't want to say it out loud. Ace, is you cool? Is you cool for real? Because I thought you was cool. I was rocking with you. But I don't feel like you cool for real. It's not giving cool. You pressing Shelly about who she's pursuing and wanting to continue to get to know somebody. But let's call a spade, Ace. When you had the opportunity to pick Shelly, you picked Amaya. When Iris walked through the door and Shelly was right there in your face, you was talking about wanting to explore Iris. And I'm sure that wasn't the only moment. That's all I could think about for right now. So for you to be on her body like that because she's exploring Chris is nuts. And I really feel like a large part of the problem with the men here is that y'all don't want to close things off, but y'all get tight when the women do y'all how y'all do them. Not too much. Don't shoot the messenger. And the problem with Ace and Taylor is that y'all are not real friends. Because when Ace was talking to Taylor, I wanted Taylor to turn around and say so bad, like, you're tripping. Remember what you was doing? But why would I expect that? Because Ace was encouraging Taylor's behavior. And this is the problem I have with them. And before y'all do too much, I don't hate them. I just wish that they would hold each other accountable. Because if they really held each other accountable, they would get much further in their relationships, situationships, and in the house. But I already know that y'all Ace stands is about to come for me because y'all don't like when nobody say nothing about Ace. And I just really wish that everybody would give my stink Shelly a break. She cannot catch a break. Y'all are all getting on her nerves. And the thing is, she's been so pleasant this whole season. And now y'all are starting to turn her up. She about to come out fiery and light this whole villa on fire if y'all don't leave her alone. And I think her and Ace are going to find their way back to each other. But I also felt Chris when he said he wasn't raised to chase nobody. Because I feel the same way. If you're not reciprocating it, I'm going to pack it up. I'm going to move on. But Chris don't really like Huda. He knows Huda is annoying. He is playing a game. He don't got no other options. He does not like Huda. And he going to regret his decision to take it serious with her. The red flags was happening in our face. We was watching it happen in real time. When he said he attracts women who are always emotionally unstable, and Huda said, am I emotionally unstable? And he said, not that I know of, you're not being honest. And the reason she asked you again was to make sure that you knew who you was dealing with, and you still wasn't honest. And I know y'all hate Clark, but I'm not mad at her. Because I would be irritated if I saw what I saw as well. And I'm not saying Olandria did anything wrong, but I do think she's not holding Taylor accountable enough because he's not being completely honest and he's not giving her the answers that she needs. When she asked him if she's annoyed about the challenge and felt like Olandria did too much, I felt like she did the right thing by saying, I'm going to let you answer your own question first. But I feel like his answer was trash. Ass. Wasn't good enough. When he said, I think yes, it gave big cornball energy. What was that about? That's the best you could do? And when the one that Adrinna is coupled up with was sitting up there talking about she's boring, is she boring or did she tell you the truth? Or did she hurt your feelings? But when Pepep turned around and hurt her feelings after she was like, I know we have a connection, and he said, you're a really nice girl. Everyone's confused. Nobody knows who likes who, and I don't like that.